I am a geologist and I specifically study volcanoes, so I'm a volcanologist. And of course, for me, the volcano is of course central to the national park. Teide volcano is a very specific and a very special volcano. The geological history is very long, and we don't have volcanoes of this type very frequently. So the next closest volcano is in Antarctica, and there it's very hard to get to. So coming here to Teide and to the national park is very special because we can understand geological phenomena to a really high degree. The beauty about the accessibility of the Teide volcano is that people can interact with the volcano, and people have interacted with the volcano for many years, for hundreds of years in fact, and here that people can come and access the landscapes, interact with the surrounding is a beautiful setting. So this makes it very special for me as a scientist to investigate the volcano and the national park, and also to see that people are enjoying this environment. Well, I think that humans are not isolated and landscapes are not isolated. These things come together, and there is a new concept that's been created for the last 10-15 years. It's called ecosystem services, and I think the national park and Teide volcano in specific, they provide a service to humans. They provide an ecosystem we can interact with, and I think it's very, very important that we have access to this and can enjoy this, but at the same time that we respect the national park and keep this ecosystem intact. So I think it's important people are allowed to enjoy the landscape, allowed to interact with the landscape, but at the same time to do it in a responsible way so that we are not destroying the natural environment and the ecosystem that makes the national park. Well, let's start with the geology of Tenerife. Goes back some 12 million years, and within that, the national park area is a comparatively young area because Teide is only 200,000 years old. Teide volcano is a young feature within the old island of Tenerife. But of course, when we look at things from a human perspective, our lives are measured in tens of years. We think usually in intervals of 50 years. The knowledge our grandfathers had is already forgotten because it goes back more than 50 years. So for us, changes look very severe and very intense, but on the timescale of geology, the changes are very frequent, and there has always been changes. There has been a cold period some 20,000 years ago, and there has been large collapses forming the Las Cañadas caldera some 200,000 years ago. So I think that Tenerife will have a future well beyond us humans, and hopefully we will find a way to interact with this. We will find a way to live within this changing environment, and I think this is important, that humans are able to adjust to these changes. Some changes are natural, some changes are man-made, but change is inevitable. Change is always there, and it will always be there. So humans have the ability to adapt, to be flexible about these things, and then we will have a future as well, I think, within this environment. I am a big fan of it. I think it's great because I think it's very important that there is communication between science, between national park, between economic interests, between geotourism. All these aspects are important. I'm a big believer in holistic approaches where everything comes together, where all the opportunities are fully exploited, where we have an inclusive environment for everybody to find something they are interested in, they like to exploit, they like to get out of things. And I think this is one of these projects that allows to bring scientists, to bring tourism, to bring economic interests together in a very fruitful way where everybody can profit from.